Is the Riot podcast. This is the Thursday, July 21st edition. Sans Isaiah.
Well, I hope he has a good vacation. He's going to Vegas.
His plane should be, he should be touching down in Vegas anytime now.
Should be good.
We checked in. His flights at least took off without any issues. Right on time, it looked like. Did you miss him today?
Yes.
Okay, wait, stop. Isaiah, she didn't mean that. But you're listening.
Hang on. I'm saying that the wrong way.
That pause was that wasn't because she didn't know how to answer.
No, I do, but it overshadowing, I want to make sure he has a good time on vacation. And sometimes I feel bad, I have a vacation coming up.
Yeah.
And so you feel bad if people are like, oh, I miss you, or you feel like you can't go enjoy yourself.
That's a good point.
I think that we are totally fine to handle a few days without Isaiah.
Yeah.
But then when he comes back, you super remember you appreciate his input
maybe
on
all
things.
that much more. But you don't want to go around being like, oh, we miss him so much, because then if he did happen,
I want him to feel bad. I want him to enjoy his trip.
He's like, oh, I'm really screwing them over. You know what, though? I don't think he would care.
The one time you told me how your favorite thing on the show is when Isaiah gets to fill in for me.
Well,
so
I
you
didn't
can
say that. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Yes, it is.
That's not what I said at all.
So then I can go and feel not bad at all.
That's right. I'm just saying that so you can go enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, that's right.
So today on the show, we talked about the big trailer that's going around, the House of the Dragon. That is the new one from the new Game of Thrones prequel. And Nikki has an issue with the costume design.
Well, it's not the costume design. It's more like the wig design when it comes to a lot of that's not even sci-fi. What's the term for it?
I don't know. Fantasy?
Fantasy, that's it. For fantasy stuff, they're always and fantasy people must be blonde.
Yeah, that's apparently how people looked in the Middle Ages.
A very light, pale blonde, no brassy.
Even in a totally different world, it seems.
And so it's
that's
hard.
How it was in the Middle Ages.
For some people, it's very hard to get the wig stuff right for the blonde hair. So when I saw this, I was like, that's a lot of blonde.
I think just seeing nasty hair, I think we need to see more of that in those type of shows.
Nasty hair meaning bad wigs?
Yeah, just not looking great for whatever the reason is, because I just think it needs to be more realistic. How in these shows like Game of Thrones, people don't have hot showers, and yet everybody looks, and they're all in super good shape. Their makeup is all fine, a nice soft tone to everything. And well shaven and everything. You think they had those nice clean shaves in Game of Thrones world? I don't know what kind of technology they had.
But even for the hair,
Norelco shavers that are taking care of that.
It's not that the hair looks dirty. For a bag wig, it's the line on your forehead.
Seam, yeah,
because it's a lace wig and stuff. So
maybe they had to make wigs back in those days.
It was it's hard to make everybody look seamless.
Maybe that's what it was like.
I don't know.
In this world that didn't exist.
I guess we'll see. We talk more about Lord of the Rings, actually, than the actual dragon show.
What if they actually reveal in Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, that they all are wearing wigs, and that's a part of it? That they all agree to drop the ruse before the once it eventually reaches the actual Game of Thrones, where they pick it back up.
Everybody knows anyways.
Yeah, right.
Even the dragons.
We also get to talk about a black alien that, he's discovering that being a black alien isn't all it's cracked up to be.
It's a guy who's done a lot of body modifications, and now he's a bit concerned or upset about, something he's trying to do.
He's finding out and really casting the blame on all of us that we're not accepting enough of his choices of making himself a black alien. And so he's just got something he's got to reckon with, and maybe we all have to reckon with as well.
Our choices or our thoughts
are, judging people just by the fingers they've intentionally cut off, the implants they put in their arms, the pieces of their nose and ears that are missing intentionally, the color of their skin that they've changed intentionally. We're not supposed to judge people on that. that's something we need to think about.
Well, I had not seen him before, so that was
glad
interesting.
You got to see that.
Let's see, for tomorrow's show, make sure you get ready because Ryan from Demon Hunter will be joining us. One more day of no Isaiah, so we thought it was an equal trade out. And we'll get ready for the weekend.
And if you really want to look ahead, Monday we're going to be doing a food fight with a new soda, either the new Fanta mystery flavor or the marshmallow designed, inspired, created Coca-Cola. So if you'd like to vote on which one we should do, you can do that on the at RadioU Twitter.
All right.
And so there we go. We've got what's coming up in the show and what's coming up later on. You're all pre-planned ahead.
Enjoy the podcast today.
Catch you next time.
Bye.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
This new study that it's from Cambridge University. That's a pretty good university, right? In the
I
UK.
believe so.
That's pretty highly thought of, and they have some new research out where they found a way to help us all lose weight as just a people, not just individually. Although it may work for just you yourself as well. So their idea is changing up the packaging on snacks that might be higher in calories or just more unhealthy for you.
Sure.
So here's what they tested out. They tested putting cigarette style warnings on candy bars on the packaging.
The like on some cigarettes, I don't know if they still do.
I think it's legally mandated.
Required.
Yeah.
Isn't it like pictures of your lungs after?
Oh, I don't know about that. I know they have to have warnings. Like it's the Surgeon General, whatever. I'm pretty sure where. I don't know what it says, but smoking can kill you. So what they did with this packaging for these candy bars they tested out is they put warnings on that says, like the one they have here, excess calories cause obesity, which causes heart disease.
Is that an open body? Like they're doing heart surgery or something?
I guess that is, right?
It's open heart surgery on the
wrapper? I didn't even take note of the picture, actually. I was just reading.
Okay, but that's what they're trying to be like the shock value.
Yeah, that's right. That's
because
right.
They will include images of lung cancer on like tobacco products. And so for this, then it's just an open body with like the tools and stuff.
Yeah.
That's gross.
See,
but I can get over it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So how they tested this was like they gave people the option to just choose a candy bar or a piece of fruit for a snack.
Yeah.
They also gave people the option to choose a candy bar with these warnings on them and the pictures, the graphic images versus a piece of fruit. They found that just the regular straight up candy bars, people would go for the fruit 40% of the time, but using the
images,
the graphic images and the warnings, people would go with the fruit 70% of the time. I'm still a part of the 30% that would go with the candy bar.
Well,
but
it's kind of like when you go to restaurants and now they've been required for years to put the calories.
Yeah.
When you look at the menu, you're just like, I don't see that.
Yeah, right. You can ignore it. You can turn a blind eye to that pretty easily. But here's where it gets crazy. They also tested out stuff that has nothing to do with the candy at all.
Oh, really?
Did you scroll down
Why
a little
is the dog one there?
Yeah. They were trying even more heinous things.
Just to give you a negative emotion to tie into whatever you want to have but shouldn't, maybe they say. So there was like a candy bar that says brand, so it would leave the spot for the brand name. And then there's a dog, and it's like a dog that is dead and abandoned. Why are we
and a picture of a dead dog. Why?
What an awful study.
It is horrible, and it
now
proves
I want more candy.
It proves my point that I've held this belief for a long time. Dead dog candy would be a horrible brand.
It's awful.
I would never sell that. Don't go into business with that one.
Well, now they know. Will you just go get the donuts now? Because now it's upsetting.
You want me to put a warning on them?
I don't need one
to
now.
keep you away.
I'm too upset.
Yeah, at first I recoiled at the dead dog candy, but now that I've had more time to settle, I probably still would take that over the fruit.
Man, what's wrong with us?
I know. I guess dead dog candy wouldn't be such a bad brand after all.
There's nothing you can put on the candy bar for us to choose the fruit.
As long as it's still actually candy in there, or more importantly, not fruit in there. That's what I'm going with.
Cambridge would hate us in the study.
Oh, yeah. We would throw everything off.
How do we break them?
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, did you see earlier? We talked about this game before. Stray came out recently.
Oh, it finally came out?
Yeah, that's
it's a cat game.
Yeah, you literally play as a cat the entire game. You're wandering around, and they say a cyberpunk themed world where you're adventuring around as a pretty realistic cat.
Stray cat.
And so not only are people enjoying it, but now we're seeing that cats are enjoying it as well. Actual real life cats.
Aww. I want to buy it.
There's a whole Twitter account now dedicated where people are sharing videos of so they've got their cat, like the stray cat, on the screen.
Yeah.
And it'll be their cat, their house cat, just watching, pawing at the screen. You know, sometimes it's funny when you see your dogs interacting with the TV. The cats are just sitting there either perplexed or actually going at, like, whacking at the cat on the screen.
Well, they feel threatened.
Do
The
they?
cat
Or
is
do
in
they
their
see
house.
a friend?
Oh, maybe.
Are they that territorial?
Oh, it's really cute. Aww.
They're having a grand old time. They're just sitting there, too. I mean, a lot of them are just very calm about the whole thing.
Well, now you know you need to go buy a game. Oh, no. And you need to go play the game, too.
Well, it's important to have something that you and your cat can bond over.
Yeah,
you know, because there's
exactly.
not many things. Most of the time, the cat is just doing its own thing and you're doing your own thing. But in this situation, you finally get to have a moment where the two of you have something to share.
This is something for you to grow together with. So Cats Watch Stray is the hashtag or the handle for Twitter. But you can just do hashtag Stray. And it seems like that's where people are posting the most.
Yeah, now what I'm seeing is I'm out on this game, although it does look like a lot of fun because it's it's PlayStation only or PC.
Oh, I have a PS4.
Oh, you should get this.
I said that wrong. Eric has a PS4.
Yeah. Oh, you should get this for him.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere in the house.
That finally time to dust that old thing off.
And I have one cat.
Yeah. Oh, she or he. What? It's a he, isn't it?
It's a he, Mochi.
Mochi would love to watch. It wouldn't it be so disappointing though? You spend the $30 on this, and then he doesn't care at all.
I know. My cat.
That's just life with a cat.
He acts mostly like a dog. So I need to find a dog game.
That's what I was thinking of. What would life be like if we had the exact equivalent of a dog game where your dog was actually interested? And it'd be the worst because when my dog sees a dog outside, she freaks out and goes crazy. So if I had a game where you play as a stray dog and she actually was interested, usually if I put dogs on the TV, she doesn't care. But if she actually was interested, it wouldn't be like, oh, it's a friend. It would be
too disruptive.
Oh, let me bark the loudest I possibly can until you turn this off.
Now, all right, walk with this, though. What if that's a way of like therapy for your dog? Because my dog's the same.
Yep.
Because then they get used to always seeing other dogs on the screen.
Now you're talking.
That takes their attention, and they're not looking out the window, driving us crazy at those dogs.
That's right. They start, once the dog is just permanently on the screen, you've set it up as like a screensaver until your dog finally gets to the point of I can bark all I want. This dog's not going anywhere. Also, it's not a threat.
Yeah.
Although I've had Zafira the dog long enough, and she's barked at enough FedEx trucks to know. You would think that at this point she would realize that they're not a threat, and yet somehow
They never will.
Somehow, still going strong.
Well, coming soon to a Riot After Show, we'll play Stray, and I'll bring Mochi in, and we'll just have a good time.
If you want views, well, you'll get them there.
Or if anybody's played Stray, let us know. It's an amazing looking game.
It does look fantastic.
I don't know if there's just a lot to it outside of that.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
Well, sometimes you don't need a lot, you know? It is the Riot.
Just need a shallow game or what?
That's
It just
right.
looks
You just
good?
need a time killer.
Hudson, Nikki, Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
The Game of Thrones House of the Dragon trailer dropped yesterday. And the reaction to it has been seemingly very positive. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is going to be better than Game of Thrones, especially towards the end of Game of Thrones, where people were not as thrilled with how it was playing out. This, to many, looks a lot cooler. To me, it looks the same amount of cool, which is not really to me, but it's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. There's too many swords and suits of armor and
What about the dragons?
dragons. That's exactly what I don't really care about.
I want to tell you how much I appreciate this article that we were reading, because the person in the article chooses to say it's got a crap load of dragons. Like, that's a great way
That's
to
what
write.
people are hoping for.
So Fire and Blood, which is the book it's set on, the series. So this is 200 years before Game of Thrones, and it's the House of Targaryen.
Well, that's helpful context.
You're welcome.
I was lost until you shared that with me.
I don't know if anybody else has this issue. Normally, I'm not really much into prequel stuff, and I'm having a hard time with also the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah.
Because when that comes out in September on Amazon Prime, it also is the prequel stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I have a hard time because I want to tell them, we know what happens.
Well,
I know towards the end.
But in this one, there's 200 years between, so there's a lot of time for things to unfold that you didn't realize, that you couldn't even predict.
It just bothers me because then I just know we know everything that it leads up to.
You don't know everything.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
That's what an attitude to take. Nikki knows everything.
No, I feel like we all knew that because they spent how many movies and episodes trying to explain everything we do know.
So what is I hate to get, when we're talking about Game of Thrones, to get caught up in Lord of the Rings is the last thing HBO Max wants. But what does the Lord of the Rings thing takes place before even the Hobbit stuff?
That's
between the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies.
It's a good question. You're gonna have to look that up.
I don't care.
It's
before
the Lord of the Rings movies.
Well, I guess that's all that matters because that's what people really watched
and I think
cared about.
Based on watching those trailers and then watching, the House of the Dragon stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing that I noticed, and I don't think they did too bad on this, but then with also the Lord of the Rings stuff, is they go with blonde. Everybody has blonde hair.
Well, yeah.
Blonde hair for like the wigs are sometimes pretty hard to pull off. And every so often you'll get a character in one of these trailers and shows where you're like, well, that wig, it's not as good.
But think about the time this was taking place in.
Well, they should have made all of them
medieval times, I assume. I don't know if Game of Thrones even takes place in like this world, but it appears to take place in the medieval time. They don't even have hot showers, Nikki.
Listen,
what do you expect their hair to look like?
No, it should have been like the world of brunettes. It should have been more in like color that comes up naturally.
Well,
it's just very hard.
In this time frame, that was natural to them, I guess. You have to, if that's what George R.R. Martin wrote in his books, then who are they to change it?
So House of the Dragon is August 21st. And then just because we talked about it as much, Lord of the Rings will be right after.
Yeah, I think that's intentional, don't you think?
Probably.
And I bet you it'll work out well for HBO Max. I think Game of Thrones the House of the Dragon will probably be more popular.
More streaming?
Yeah, because, it's more extreme than Lord of the Rings, so it gets the people in that don't necessarily like this thing normally, but then they're like, oh, but there's killing and nakedness. And Lord of the Rings is probably not going to have that.
No, because they talked about that. They said everybody was really mad. They did not want that. The way Lord of the Rings is, they didn't want that changed just to get some more streaming.
Yeah.
So I think they were pretty strict on how much nakedness.
Yeah. Well,
I think, in fact, with that,
at their own peril.
They're like, add more clothes. Put more
just
clothes
to be
on.
safe. Nobody wants to see hobbits naked anyways, right?
I want to see how many
Somebody
layers.
actually does. Somebody does.
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, Radio U.
Coming soon here to a BLT Restaurant Group restaurant near you.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato, or what is it?
I don't know what it stands for. I mean, I know that's typically what it stands for. I don't know what it stands for as far as these restaurants go because I'm looking at them. And so they have 4 different restaurants they own. BLT Steak, BLT Prime, the Florentine, and Cafe Nana.
Okay,
they look
none of those we've gone to.
A bit upscale. I can't say that I've heard of any of them, but they are putting themselves on the map perhaps by teaming up with Velveeta.
Yeah.
Which you did hear what I just said. I said like they look like fine dining almost.
With
they're like steakhouses.
Yeah.
But they're teaming up with Velveeta, not known to be fine particularly, but they're teaming up with Velveeta for what they're calling the Veltini.
Oh.
The Veltini
Oh, the picture's weird.
is a Velveeta martini.
It looks like, okay, well, the base, obviously, it looks more like a lemonade because you don't realize it's water cheese.
Yeah.
And then they rim the glass with Velveeta cheese.
Yeah, they call it a cheese drip.
And then,
which somehow sounds actually unappetizing, which is surprising when it includes cheese.
Because normally we like cheese.
But a cheese drip sounds like you've got an issue somewhere.
And then they, and then they have a toothpick on top with olives. And then what do you think's in that? Is that more cheese or is that?
What do you mean?
Like what's in between the olives?
Oh, I know what that is. Those are mac and cheese noodles.
Mac and cheese noodles? Oh,
They're
the
shells.
pasta shells. Wow.
I can give you the recipe if you'd like to make it at home, Nikki. It is it is vermouth. I think, where was that? I did have the recipe. Now, where did it go? It is olive brine, vermouth. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
And Velveeta infused vodka. And then it's got the cheese drip around the rim. And then that's a cocktail stick with jumbo Velveeta shells and cheese and Velveeta stuffed olives. And it's all about, they say, it's all about celebrating what they call the Dolce Velveeta.
Nice.
Which is the sweet Velveeta life.
Someone really had fun in the marketing department.
Oh, they did, didn't they? So,
I mean, honestly, it does make me want some mac and cheese, but that's about it.
That's all they were trying to do.
That's all we
the
need.
only brand involved.
But I've never made, no, I don't think any of our boxed mac and cheese, it doesn't come with Velveeta, does it?
You can get it with it.
You can?
With the Velveeta. There's Velveeta brand mac and cheese, yeah.
Normally, Velveeta is only when you're doing the Super Bowl dip.
And you just get the massive blocks of it, and throw so much in.
Which, when you're at the store, you're like, oh, every time I buy it, I'm like, it's not refrigerated.
Good sign. That's a good sign.
It's shelf stable.
Yeah. So if you'd like, actually, if you really do want to get this, you could either go to one of those BLT Restaurant Group restaurants that I mentioned, if there happens to be one near you, or you can actually purchase a Veltini kit online through Goldbelly, $50, and you'll get 2 glasses even with it.
Oh, well,
specially crafted.
I'm sorry, Velveeta. Times are tough and things are expensive, so maybe I'm not going to.
For $50 for
$50?
like probably 2 martinis.
It actually could be any
Veltinis,
price.
I should say.
I'd say no anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you to mix macaroni and vodka.
I like my mac and cheese straight.
That's right. And shaken, not stirred.
Well, and that gets all the cheese powder everywhere, but I don't want this.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
All right, this is the last time we're going to talk about this for a while. The Munsters.
You sure?
This is until it releases.
I don't even want to talk about it then.
We're talking about it. Now you know what? You've done it now. Now I'm going to talk about it 80 times.
I feel like we already have.
To bother you.
So the Munsters is some old show that Hudson has nice memories about and watches.
It's not even memories. I didn't watch it growing up. I started watching it like a year ago.
That's worse.
Why? It's a good show.
Why would you watch it?
Because I like it.
And then that led to now we have to talk about the Munsters with the Rob Zombie remake.
It just so happens I start watching the Munsters. Rob Zombie starts making a remake of it.
And it looks awful because
you know what it probably was?
What?
They finally, on Peacock or whatever, they got one viewer of the Munsters, and they're like, oh.
That was you.
Yeah, this must be a property we should try to get something out of. But what was weird was we learned, earlier this week, we learned that although the Munsters, if you want to watch the old classic show, which you definitely should, it's on Peacock to watch, and you don't even have to subscribe.
No,
yeah,
okay.
it's free. That's part of the free version of Peacock.
But is there ads?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is, and they're for adult diapers and medications.
And you have to watch it over and over again. There's only 2 sponsors, the whole thing.
Yeah, and so that is on Peacock, and they like NBC Universal, they own the Munsters. That's why it's on Peacock. So, of course, this whole time we were assuming, as Rob Zombie was making the Munsters movie or TV show, I was never clear on what he was doing with it, that was going to be on Peacock. We just assumed. And
I
then
thought we
learned,
saw that.
I you know what? I think it's probably a Mandela effect thing. We just assumed, and then we just started mentioning it as a fact, and then eventually that just, it became established when it's not true. Rob Zombie revealed earlier this week that his version of The Munsters is a movie that is coming out on Netflix in September, which oddly enough, Netflix also putting out, and he even promoted this, they're bringing back the Addams Family as well.
Yeah, they go together.
The Munsters and the Addams Family are almost in like competition in a way, but Netflix is like, let's stop with the fighting. Let's bring everybody together under one roof.
So it'll be
so that's what they're doing.
September 27th.
And so that's coming to Netflix. And then I also see that on September 27th, Rob Zombie, his version of The Munsters, will be available on Blu-ray and DVD as well.
Maybe someone wants to buy it.
It's basically a straight to Blu-ray, a straight to DVD movie, which is not a good sign, is it?
It's not a good sign because we watched the trailer together.
Yeah.
The trailer looks awful.
Well, I saw the perfect way to put it in one of the other articles was it looks... it's more campy, underfunded than like B movie level, like homage. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like they didn't put a lot of money into the acting or the sets or anything like that. It just looks cheap rather than looking like, oh, it's a throwback to the 60s, so it's trying to match that style. It just looks like it can't do it.
I'm sorry, Netflix, but I thought we talked about not wasting our money on certain stuff.
Well, fortunately, it looks like they didn't spend much, it seems.
I don't know if they did.
To make this happen.
I got to do more research. I promise you, I thought we saw that this thing was supposed to come out on Peacock.
Oh,
and then
well,
suddenly,
you know it's bad if Peacock's saying, you know what, we're good. This is we don't want to sully our good name that we have at Peacock.
Well, it wasn't until the trailer came out and everybody hated the trailer. And then suddenly it's like, now it's Netflix. And I'm like, well, wait, because of the reaction to the trailer?
Yeah.
Is that why? But no, it doesn't matter. I'm not watching it no matter what.
It doesn't matter. I am watching. I'll at least start it. If it's really bad, I'll turn it off. But I gotta try The Munsters.
Let's see how many seconds you get into it.
It's just really going to make me want to go watch more of the original Munsters, though. It's the truth, which will put me on Peacock. So I guess Peacock wins.
That's your own sickness.
It sounds like these two need to do a little less TikToking and a little more tick listening. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
Nikki, you're familiar with Bruce Springsteen, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Don't get mad, people who are into music. I don't know if I could tell you a song, but
Really?
of course you heard the name.
But you know him from the commercials.
What commercials?
He was in that Super Bowl one this year. He was. It was black and white. It was
no,
something.
I trust you. I believe you.
The church. There was a church.
No, but-
It was like Jeep for Jeep.
No.
It was like Jeep, Church, and Jeep, God, and America, or something.
No, that was
pretty
it?
much. Which was, and why can't we all meet in the middle? It's something like that.
I don't even remember that commercial at all.
Oh wow, you wiped it from your memory. Well, Bruce Springsteen. I mean, you've heard the name.
Yes,
he's a big classic rock type guy, and he's about to head out on tour. Now, of course, his tour, it's a pretty big deal, but there's a problem with Bruce Springsteen. And it's not his song, I'm on Fire. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? That's not the only problem with Bruce Springsteen. The other problem is that tickets for his shows, the ones that have gone on sale, some of them went on sale yesterday.
Yeah.
Tickets are getting up to about $5,000 for his show.
For the concert?
$5,000?
$5,000? It's not the Super Bowl.
You're acting like Bruce Springsteen isn't worth it.
No one's worth that. No one at all is ever worth that.
Well, here's what's going on.
Why are they so expensive?
The tickets initially, and these are not even for front row seats. These are for, middle of the floor. The reason that they are getting up so high is because of Ticketmaster's new dynamic pricing feature. Now, fans
is
of...
it dynamic because it's so much?
It's dynamic. The fans of I guess Harry Styles, some other bigger name current artists, that are currently popular. Obviously, he's currently popular, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
They've run into this issue as well, but it feels like it makes a little more sense when it's Harry Styles, like quite possibly the most popular current artist in the world, versus Bruce Springsteen. But nevertheless, the tickets initially are on sale for like $400.
Yeah,
which is still a lot, but that's more in line with what you expect for something like this. The reason that they go up with the dynamic pricing is Ticketmaster, which of course sells every ticket to every concert ever. They have a new feature that they're trying to get the scalpers out of scalping. So when they see like demand for tickets go up,
their price goes up?
Yeah, their price will go up based off of whatever different other metrics they're looking at with the other tickets. And so they're trying to, instead of having a ticket sell for $400 and then some scalper buys it, that's like a reseller is buying it, and then they can sell it for $4,000 in the secondary market.
They're trying to get the money
just trying
first.
to make it, to make it so high that you're still paying the same price you would pay from a reseller, but the money is going to Bruce Springsteen, but more importantly, Ticketmaster.
Now, Ticketmaster, that's not really how that worked. I mean, if you have to go the secondary market, that's sometimes those prices are expected, but it's not supposed to impact the first market that you're buying it from.
Yeah, I just like how their answer
that's
to
backwards.
solving the secondary market, price gouging people is not, let's make sure we only sell it to people that are really actually going to go to the concert, that are real people. Instead, it's let's just make it so expensive that nobody, even a reseller, could possibly want to buy the tickets.
So just to put in perspective, that ticket would be like $3,819 for its value that they say, and the fees are $569.50.
Come on. You know what? You almost feel like it should be more. But
oh my gosh.
I do love how they even, like, if you look at Ticketmaster's wording and stuff, it's like, it's making sure the money goes to the actual concert, or to the actual performer and the
they're not
promoter.
That. Yeah, that's
then
not how
why
that
are you
works.
charging so much fees? Wouldn't the fees be a flat rate? Ticketmaster?
Well, that's something. No one is worth that much for a concert.
And it is kind of fun. There's a bit of irony to it too, because Bruce Springsteen sings a lot of songs about, like, the everyman. He is a lot about middle America. Meanwhile, you have to be in the 1% to be able to afford a concert to his show in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Hey, it could be worse. Oh, wait. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, you weren't here for this. I think it was around Christmas while you were on vacation, maybe.
Yeah.
And Isaiah and I talked about a guy who he calls himself a black alien. In fact, his Instagram, he's the Black Alien Project on Instagram.
Oh, it's weird.
We talked about him back whenever it was, because he's gone through extensive body modifications to make himself look like what he at least imagines an alien would look like.
So he's had some body mods of, like, fingers removed to look like a claw.
That's what we talked about him for.
Yeah, looks like he's completely tattooed with his skin. He has a split tongue, implants, eyeballs
ears
are tattooed.
Yep, his ears and nose are also, end of his nose are also removed. So he's had a lot of stuff done. Now he's complaining. He says he can't get a job.
Well, wouldn't his social media be his job? I mean, he has a lot of followers.
I know, but how much money can you make off of that?
Well, maybe
when you're
enough,
a black alien,
I guess.
So what? You think he doesn't need a job? His social media is his job? Don't you think people would get tired of the black alien after a while?
I guess. I mean, you could have a lot of followers, but you just don't get as much traction. So, like, you need to get views on videos.
And what do you like? The way you make money on social media, right? Is really the sponsorships.
Yeah.
Who's sponsoring the black alien?
You're right.
So he's having. I don't know if he's necessarily having money troubles. But he says he's not able to get a job because, of course, he's putting it as people are judging me. They're taking one look at my alien exterior, and they're not getting a chance to know the person on the inside. Well, and that's what he really wants is people to take a chance to get to know him without looking at him first.
It's true. You don't want someone judging you like that, but you body modded yourself to have a look, to get people to look and react to you. So to expect if you go work at a place, you could have a positive reaction from someone, but you have to understand there could be negative reactions as well that comes with it.
You should have known what you signed up for here, Mr. Black Alien. And
he says it's a fight every day because every day you find people who just don't understand, who want to judge.
But
so
he's not saying he wishes. He's still not saying I made a bad choice.
Yeah,
I made a lot of bad choices.
Well,
he's not saying that. He's saying it's every. we're the problem.
Oh, okay. I got
For him being a black alien, we're the ones that don't get it.
Well, you can, if you ever, when you decide you want to have a different look, you can always go back on some things.
Yeah.
But he's taking fingers away.
Yeah,
you can't put those back.
Unless they've been kept on ice this whole time,
Nope.
maybe. I wonder if they did. He went to he lives in France, but I know he had to go to some other country to
get the stuff done?
Because, believe it or not, voluntary finger removal, not probably the surgery that many doctors want to do.
Why wouldn't he just work at a tattoo place? Or like a piercing studio?
I don't know. Because it's so extreme, I think it's even off-putting to people.
To the normal person?
I just want a mermaid on my leg. I didn't sign up for this.
The one place that I went to, he had body modifications like on his forehead. So he kind of looked like a dinosaur. He had implants put in. And I just remember looking, I was like, that, you made a choice, dude. That is it's hard to come back
and
from
that's
that. But he
several
loved
steps away from what this guy
I
is
know.
doing.
But he fit right in.
Yeah. Isaiah and I we had to laugh at. So he's like, he's gone through all of this stuff to make himself look like an alien, right? Getting his fingers removed, implants, like his arms are all like, what would you even call that? It's almost like he has fins or something in his arms.
Yeah, you put stuff under your skin to make it lift up.
And he looks like a character from Star Trek, almost, except that he just wears regular clothes.
Does that bother you?
Yeah, that's not what an alien would wear.
Well,
he wouldn't just be in like bright workout attire.
Listen, he has to wear something. So
yeah, but he needs to wear alien clothes.
No, well, I don't know
or take it all the way and don't wear anything. That might be what an alien would do. I mean, what I don't think an alien would do is try to blend in. I'm still gonna have my like black alien exterior, no nose. But if I just wear street clothes, I put on some Under Armour, I'll fit right in. I don't think that's what an alien would do.
I know, but there's
I
only
think he's not taking it all the way.
There's only so much you can do, otherwise he really won't get a job anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's well past that.
Oh, sorry, guy.
Worsting hard or hardly worsting. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
This was actually sent in to us by Jessica.
Yeah, she sent it to our Radio U Riot Facebook page.
She sent Brock's new Tailgate flavored candy corn.
So I think the last Brock's collection, was it the food truck one or the taco truck?
The tacos, that's right.
It. And that was good. That was pretty good. It was a taco truck collection.
Was it?
I think it was.
I don't know.
It's just something you say.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So these are candy corn flavors, and it's a collection of them to kind of go with a theme.
Yeah.
So the Tailgate candy corn collection will be fruit punch. Do we have a lot of fruit punch?
Yeah. When I go to a
Not
tailgate,
Spikes, that
I
people
love
tailgate
fruit punch. It's you go to catch a college football game.
You go have fruit punch.
And you don't go to a tailgate beforehand without fruit punch. Obviously.
Maybe that's the appropriate version of the Jello shot.
Yeah, right. So they nailed that one.
Vanilla ice cream?
What kind of tailgates are Brock's going to?
Guys, like that melts. You can't do that. Hot dog. All right.
There you go. I can live with that.
A hamburger candy corn flavor.
Obviously.
And then popcorn.
Popcorn. Okay. They started to get a little better there towards the end. But
this will be available at Walgreens. I just really am slipping on the fruit punch and vanilla ice cream versions.
Even the popcorn. Do people do popcorn? I mean, I guess I can see it, but that's not what I picture when I pictured. Obviously, the top thing when you're picturing tailgating is probably beer.
Yeah.
Which I believe that I'm sure they've done beer flavored jelly beans before.
Or brats would have been
brats
good.
Would have made a lot more sense. And I always picture bacon wrapped cheesy tater tots, but I don't know if that's what everybody does.
They can't fit that on the bag.
The thing with tailgates is you have the few standards, but then you also have like the things that are so unique to only your group of tailgaters.
Sure.
Because somebody knows how they make a killer bacon wrapped cheesy tater tot, and somebody brings that. But I've never heard of fruit punch and vanilla ice cream. Anyways. What do you think, though? You think there's potential here?
Yeah, we'll try it. I think I'm more interested in us coming up with better things. That could have been a better, like, where's the macaroni and cheese?
That's right. Oh, the baked
buffalo
mac and
chicken
cheese.
Wings.
Right. How do you not have wings for a tailgate candy corn,
Could have had dips and a chip one. Like, there's
so many more obvious choices, isn't there?
But, Brox, we forgive you. We'll try this.
We definitely will. And I can't imagine what the hot dog jelly bean is going to taste like, because that could be anything, right? Like, that's totally random.
Get ready.
Or wait, candy corn, not jelly bean, but still. It's I'm interested. I feel like it's just going to be a much worse version of all of the things we just listed.
Can't wait.
But yeah, that's right.
Can't wait for some fruit punch candy corn.
A tailgate in a bag. What more could you ask for?
And then you bring a bag of these to the next time you tailgate.
I feel like you wouldn't be the most popular person at the tailgate.
You know you can press the stop button at any time, right? This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Say goodbye to Hudson. Say hello to the Hudfather.
Oh, that's your nickname.
I'm about to make you an offer you can't refuse. To stay at the mansion from The Godfather.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, is it an Airbnb?
Why do you say it with that tone?
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes these places that have been used in movies or shows, I mean, it is smart because you might have a harder time selling it.
Yeah.
But why sell it when you can just, I guess, make money off of it?
Exactly.
By turning it into an Airbnb.
It is an option coming up it looks like throughout next month. You'll be able to get one of the houses used in the original Godfather movie, Vito Corleone's mansion. It's located in Staten Island in New York, and it is going up on Airbnb in honor of the 50th anniversary of The Godfather.
So they're actually doing it as a studio thing?
Yeah, it's a tie-in.
I see.
I don't know how what's going on with this house? Normally, it's a very nice house, it looks like.
It's big.
Yeah. It's, The Godfather wouldn't just live in any house.
So because of it being a collab and a part of like the half-century mark for The Godfather, it'll be available for $50 a night for the month. It's only the exterior that was used, though, in the house. The inside, nothing in the movie.
Yeah, but do you know what this house was used for in the movie, right?
No, I've not seen The Godfather.
And now this is kind of I don't know how this would work out, and it's almost a low blow that they feel that they are doing this just at the last minute, because in the movie, it is where it's the opening scene of the movie. It's a wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding party goes on outside of this home. So it'd be perfect for you to have a wedding, especially if you're big fans of the movie. Except it'd be hard to make that happen here when you have like a month notice.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe if you probably already have all your wedding stuff booked, if you're getting married next month.
No, you can move it.
Yeah, right. We're moving the wedding up.
We're going somewhere else.
Yeah, pour all the money into getting the Godfather mansion, although that would be the most, I don't really want to go to weddings normally. I'd go to a wedding if I was invited to the Godfather mansion.
Well,
sign me up.
There's some rules. The owner has left some notes to whoever is able to rent the Godfather mansion in Staten Island for the month of August. Says this is our family home, so please read through the house rules carefully before you request a book. So I don't think the wedding would probably work out. They say we're in a quiet neighborhood, so please no outside or additional guests at any time.
Come on.
So if you try to do a party at that you're not going to be allowed.
You know what? It'd be worth the shot. When are you going to get another chance like this?
Well, then you'll get kicked off Airbnb. You won't be able to use it
after the
anymore.
wedding's over.
You're right.
That's all you need, right? And look at this. Did you see
asking for forgiveness instead of permission?
Exactly. Even though you already know you wouldn't get permission in this case. It is actually. Did you see? It looks like for the whole month, it's only $1,500.
Yeah,
that's so cheap.
I think the studio's giving them. You know,
a pretty good break on it.
Extra money.
Yeah, right.
The homeowners.
And probably setting them up with a nice space for them to stay in the meantime.
Looks nice.
Pretty cool.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.